10 science and history facts that sound completely fake. But every single one of them is true. How many would you already know? Let's count them down. Every human on Earth could fit inside a single sugar cube. Really? Because atoms are 99.999999999% empty space, and so are you. An atom is a tiny nucleus with a cloud of electrons buzzing far, far around it. If the nucleus were the size of a marble, the atom would be the size of a stadium. Everything in between, all of it, is empty. Your body feels solid only because those electron fields push back against each other. But the actual matter, the stuff with real mass, is unimaginably tiny. If you squeezed all that empty space out of all 8 billion people, what's left would fit neatly inside a single sugar cube. You are almost entirely nothing, held together by forces you can't even feel. So are you really even here? Marie Curie's notebooks are still dangerously radioactive, and they will be for 1,500 more years. Her chair, her cookbooks, even her clothes still set off a Geiger counter today. She discovered polonium and radium and won 2 Nobel Prizes, the only person ever to win in 2 sciences. But she worked with no idea of the danger. She carried glowing test tubes in her pockets and kept them by her bed like nightlights. Her lab was coated in radioactive dust, and so was everything she touched. Today her notebooks are locked in lead-lined boxes at a library in Paris. To even look at them, you must sign a waiver and wear protective gear. The main isotope, radium-226, has a half-life of 1,600 years. The woman who unlocked radioactivity was slowly killed by it, and her notes still carry the proof. Would you sign the waiver to read them? The shortest war in history lasted about 38 minutes. That's it. In 1896, the entire British Empire took on one tiny island, Zanzibar, and it wasn't close. When the pro-British Sultan died, a rival seized the palace and declared himself ruler. Britain did not approve and gave him an ultimatum to step down. The deadline passed at 9 in the morning. 2 minutes later, the shelling began. British warships opened fire on the palace from the harbour. The Sultan's small force and single wooden ship were hopelessly outgunned. Within about 38 minutes, the palace was in ruins and the flag was down. The new Sultan had already fled, and the war was over before lunch. It remains the shortest war ever recorded, and when it ended, Britain even sent Zanzibar the bill for the shells. On Venus, a single day is longer than an entire year. Venus spins so slowly that one full rotation takes 243 Earth days. But it orbits the Sun in just 225 Earth days. So the planet finishes a whole lap around the Sun before it finishes one spin. Venus also spins backwards, the opposite way to almost every other planet. There, the Sun would rise in the west and set in the east. And because the day is so long, a single Venus day-night cycle lasts about 117 Earth days. It's the slowest rotating large object we know of in the solar system. A birthday on Venus would come around faster than a single sunrise. On Venus, you are literally older than a day. The eggs in your fridge never met a rooster, and they never had to. A hen lays around 300 a year, with or without a male anywhere near her. A rooster changes only one thing, whether that egg could ever become a chick. So every egg on your plate is just that, a meal, and never a missed chick. Now look at the milk sitting right next to them. A cow doesn't give milk simply because she is a cow. She makes it only after giving birth. That milk was meant for her calf. Stop the calves and within months, her milk quietly dries up. And here's the strange part. Your own body runs on the exact same 2 rules. A woman releases an egg every month with no one else involved, but makes milk only after a baby, so is breakfast a little weirder now? The T-Rex and the Stegosaurus never once met, and the reason breaks your sense of time. By the time T-Rex first appeared, Stegosaurus had already been extinct for over 80 million years. That's a longer gap than the one between T-Rex and you. Stegosaurus stomped around about 150 million years ago. T-Rex didn't show up until roughly 66 million years ago. And that's almost exactly how far T-Rex sits from us today. So a time traveler visiting a T-Rex would stand closer to it than it ever was to Stegosaurus. The dinosaurs we squeeze onto one lunchbox are split by more time than splits us from the dinosaurs. So which one felt more ancient to you a minute ago, the T-Rex or the Stegosaurus? Somewhere in our solar system, it doesn't rain water, it rains solid diamonds. Deep inside Neptune and Uranus, the pressure is millions of times stronger than the air around you. That crushing force rips apart the methane in their atmospheres and tears the carbon loose. The freed carbon is squeezed together into glittering diamonds. And those diamonds are heavy, so they sink, falling like hail toward each planet's core. For years, this was only a theory, until scientists recreated it here on Earth. In 2017, they fired a laser at plastic and watched real diamonds flash into existence. So 2 giant planets may be raining a fortune in gemstones, forever, into their own hearts. Would you brave that storm to catch a single one? In 1984, a doctor swallowed a glass full of bacteria on purpose, just to prove everyone wrong. For decades, doctors were certain that stomach ulcers came from stress and spicy food. Barry Marshall was convinced the real cause was a germ, but almost no one would listen. So he grew the bacteria in a dish, stirred it into a cloudy broth, and drank it down. Within days he was sick, nausea, vomiting, his stomach lining raw and inflamed. A biopsy proved it, the bacteria had taken over, exactly as he had predicted. A short course of antibiotics wiped them out and cured him completely. The idea the whole field had mocked won him the Nobel Prize in 2005. Would you drink it to prove you were right? A bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. It flashes the air around it to nearly 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit in a fraction of a second. That's hotter than anything you will ever stand next to on Earth. And yet the bolt itself is barely wider than your thumb. The blinding flash only looks huge, the real channel is just an inch or 2 across. That sudden, violent heat blasts the surrounding air outward faster than sound. The air slams back together, and that shockwave is the thunder you hear. So every crack of thunder is the sound of air being ripped hotter than the sun. Still think the sun is the hottest thing you've ever seen. In ancient Rome, the secret to bright white laundry was a bucket of human pee. Urine is packed with ammonia, one of the most powerful natural cleaners ever found. Laundry workers called fullers collected it by the barrelful from public toilets. They soaked dirty togas in it and stomped them clean with their bare feet. It whitened cloth so well that pee became big business across the whole empire. The trade was so profitable that the emperor decided to put a tax on it. When his own son called the tax disgusting, Vespasian held up a gold coin. He asked if it smelled and coined the phrase that money doesn't stink. Would you wash your clothes in it for a whiter shirt?